There was a man that wore blue overalls, sleeves cut off at the shoulders, pluggers on his feet, and oversized glasses on his face. He would walk a lot. He was a bit of a local legend. I would see him on the way to work, walking with purpose and pace with his long strides, his blue overalls flapping as he walked along the side of the road, with the peak hour traffic buzzing past. 6 days a week he walked into the city, catching a train back to his start point. The reason this blue overall wearing man walks is hard to verify, but don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. I was told by, well, not sure who, but I'm sure it was a reliable source, that he walked after the loss of his wife, a way of coping or escaping, I assume. At the time, I thought, what a strange thing to do. With this story stuck in my head for years, I've decided to give it a try. Why not walk in the shoes of this mystery man? Was he onto something? Did the walk solve any particular problems? Is this walk just good walk, worth doing solely for the pleasure of it? Now you're thinking, walking in the city, that's no big drama. Obviously he lived close to the city. Well, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. He didn't live in the city, he lived in Cleveland. Now, Cleveland, if you don't know Brisbane, is 30 kilometres away from Brisbane. It's not even in the Brisbane city area. So I've got a bit of a walk ahead of me, so I should get going. As I start this walk, it might be worth mentioning that this guy that did this 30k walk on a daily basis didn't use the latest shoes or hiking gear or anything like that. No, he used to walk in blue overalls with cut-off sleeves and pluggers on his feet, so thongs. Now, that's just crazy. Now, I'm not going to do that. Years of me being a mechanic means my feet and knees are pretty well shot, or certainly not great, so I need the latest shoes to do sort of walking. But it just goes to show is you don't need the latest gear to go adventure. So next time you're out in the shops and you go, I'm going to do this big adventure, I've got to go buy the latest gear and brand name stuff. You don't. You can do it in pluggers and overalls if you want. Well, actually I haven't walked very far, 15 minutes, and I walked past Macca's here in Cleveland and went, you know what, I could really do with a cup of tea. So that's what I'm doing. I have a cup of tea and hash browns, and then I'll get into it and make some miles. Yeah, but I needed the breakfast of champions, you know, to give me that energy to walk this 30 Ks. So anyway, I'll finish this and then I'll get into it. So one thing I've noticed on this walk so far is the traffic noise. I'm walking on Old Cleveland Road, and a majority of my walk will be on Old Cleveland Road. And this is basically a 4-lane road. And it's not a transport route, so it's just cars and buses, just commuter. But it is very noisy. It's certainly not a peaceful walk. I do have headphones in my bag, and I probably will put them on later just to give me that break, listen to a podcast or some music. But it's certainly not a peaceful bushwalk where silence and serenity, that's for sure. Alright, well, I've been going for an hour, sort of. I've only done 2.2 Ks. That's because when you stop for filming, I stop for a cup of tea. I will need to pick up the pace. Probably need to double that pace, otherwise I'll be walking all night. The total walk is 30 kilometres. According to Google or whatever, it's sort of 6-7 hour walk, depending on your speed. But yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take me, because I am stopping and filming, and so that just takes time. It really takes a lot of time. So let's start hitting these miles up, I reckon. Otherwise I'm going to be getting home at midnight. I'm just walking past the Alex Hills Hotel, and brings back a few memories to me. I spent a bit of time here in my youth, sort of wasting money and getting drunk and all those sort of things. I don't think I've stepped foot in a place since then. I don't know why, it's just not a place I normally frequent. But yeah, the famous Alex Hills Hotel. Great place to waste your money, especially when you're 20s. And yeah, make memories, I guess, at the Alex Hills Hotel.
I decided to go down the rabbit hole and research this man. Unfortunately, the story I got told may not be true. The reason for walking is unclear, so the goal is also unclear. Now we all know walking is good for all-round health. Was the goal of our walker health and fitness? Evidence suggests otherwise. He was a heavy smoker. It is often mentioned that he would have a beer at the end of a walk. Now that's a long walk just for a cold one. Or was it the people at a particular pub that made the long walk worth it? A good walk and then connecting with mates and socialising is not the dumbest idea for a walk. It's in fact a great idea.
Alright, so I'm just walking down into Capalaba from Alex Hills. Capalaba is sort of the commercial area of the Redlands. It also marks the end of, well, just past Capalaba is the end of the Redlands, and you walk into the Brisbane City Council area. I'm going to stop and have a bit of a break here, and then on to the next leg after that. So, yeah. So I've just finished my break, and what I'm doing now is actually crossing the Tingalpa Creek. Now the Tingalpa Creek is the border between the Redlands City Council and the Brisbane City Council. So I'm on the corner of Old Cleveland Road and New Cleveland Road. Yes, they put a lot of brain effort into naming these roads. But this is a significant part of the story, for me anyway, because this is where I used to see our man in the blue overalls. I was working at Cleveland and I'd drive from Wynnum into the Redlands area through this intersection, and I'd often see him here or further towards Capalaba. So as you can see, the path sort of finishes, and this brings us to the next stage of our walk. Between Capalaba and Carindale, there's not a lot. It's sort of acreage blocks and light industry, certainly not suburbia. And the road is more like a motorway. It's a dual carriage motorway. And there's not a lot to see, and I've got to basically walk on the side of the road, a lot of it. There's about 10 Ks of it. So I'm gonna walk, I'll probably put my headphones in and zone out and just knock this over and get it done. And also I'm over the 3 hours of walking, 3 hours and 20 minutes sort of walking, and I've reached the 10K mark, so I'm a third of the way through. Right, so here's your old man fact for the day. See this bridge right there? I remember when it wasn't there. So many years ago, this road, Old Cleveland Road, was the only road that went into Capalaba. And it used to get quite congested. And so they built a bypass, sort of bypass road, which is part of that. And it just brings you into another part of Capalaba. So there you go. If you like old man waffling on about old times back in the day, then I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not going to say it's going to be my last. There may be a couple more as we walk. See how we go, eh? Fun old man fact number 2, the Sleeman Sports Complex, built for the 1982 Commonwealth Games. So very cool. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And if you're wondering if I remember the Commonwealth Games, I'm not that old. I was born in 78, so that means I was 4 years old. So you just settle down, all right? Right, well, I have reached the halfway mark. This is 15 Ks. It would have been nice to be a little bit more exciting for this landmark event, but it's not. I'm just on the side of the road, pretty much between Sleeman's Complex and Carindale Shopping Centre. It's really no man's land. If you look around where I am, it's just road and that's about it. So it's a little bit boring. Anyway, 15 Ks, halfway done.
Another theory that has popped up in my research is he walks back to the hospital where his wife passed away. He asks for his wife and the hospital then tells him she has passed away, in which he then leaves and goes home. Love, devotion, loss, grief, a tale for the ages, worthy of a Hollywood movie. But there's also a gut-wrenching kick in the guts snapshot of a man detached from reality that needs help.
And as you just saw back then, we've now got park and houses. So that sort of marks the end of that awful sort of freeway stretch. We're now back in sort of suburbia, which is nice, I guess. I get a path to walk on and it's not so frightening when the big truck's going past me. So yeah, cool. So I'm at Carindale Shopping Centre. I just smashed some lunch. I have now 12 Ks to go before we get to the city, so we're past halfway. I've had to go to the shops and get some blister things for my ankles. I've got fairly new shoes and obviously I haven't broken them in enough, so it's a bit of an amateur hour here. So I've got to put them on my ankles so I don't tear my ankles apart. But all in all, we're sort of making good time, a little bit later than I expected. Having said that, I did know it was going to be a big day. Just the filming takes a lot of time. So I've been walking for, I think it's like 5.5 hours now. But in a normal situation, you would do that much quicker. It's just the nature of it. So I've had lunch, I put some stuff on my heels, and now I've left Carindale and on my way to the next stage. We're about to cross into Carina, so from Carindale into Carina, and it's just a little bit up here because we're kind of walking up a hill where we actually get some really good views of the city. So yeah, let's knock it out. 12 Ks to go. And hopefully we'll get this done. here at Carina. And the little awesome thing about Carina is that it still has the tram tracks in place. I'm not sure when the trams stopped running, years and years ago now, but they're still here. This bit I'm walking on now is just basically gets used for nothing, it's just the middle of the road. Down further where the shopping precinct is, the tramway is actually used for car parks. But yeah, it's pretty cool that you can they're still here. I don't know nothing about trams. Maybe someone who does know about trams comment on when they were finished and what's the story with this track still being here. I'm assuming it's heritage listed. But yeah, very cool. As you can see, the traffic sort of just crosses them like it's a normal piece of the road. So that's the thing, if you are walking along them, traffic does cross them. It's not just a free-for-all. But it's pretty cool. Oh, I love it. So maybe become a tram buff. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to run it and see what it's like to be a tram. Silly, really. Let's go. I'm not really a runner, so... I don't know how fast the tram goes, but I guess it'd go this fast. Well, that was the silliest thing I've done today, I think. So we've just gone past the 6 hours of on the move and a bit over 20 k's, so that's not too bad. So yeah, we're getting there slowly, bit by bit. Well, we're in Camp Hill and sort of dropping down into the city, and we're really starting to see some good city views now. Yeah, proper city views. We had a lovely walk down through Camp Hill and into Coorparoo. The sun was just lighting up the city and it was quite a beautiful little walk. But we're now on the corner of Bennett's Road and Old Cleveland Road, and this is where we leave Old Cleveland Road for the first time in our journey. And the idea is we're just going to shoot down here a little bit, and there's a park, and we find this park and we follow the park all the way to Stanley Road, and then we follow Stanley Road into the city. So that's the plan. So not sure how many k's we've got to go, but we're getting there slowly. Well, I found my little pathway into the park, and I've seen this wonderful sign here, and it says it's a bike path, 7.4 kilometres to the Brisbane city. And I looked on my Strava, and sure enough, I've done 23 k's. So that's pretty good. So I'm on the right track. So let's do this, hey? So we're I decided we're going to sit down in this park. It's a beautiful little park, and have a final sort of stop before we do the last 7 k's into the city. My legs are a bit sore and feet are sore, and I just need to have a stop and a break, eat something, get some fluids into me. And it's certainly nice to be away from Old Cleveland Road. I've been hearing the traffic all day, and I'm just at this park here, which is now off the road, and it's just so nice. So I'm going to enjoy it while I can. I've got a little bit of a walk through this park to get over to Stanley Road, and then I'll be back into the noise and traffic again. So yeah, we'll hopefully smash out this next 7 k's with no dramas, and yeah, job done. So my little nature walk didn't really last long. It turns out you can't walk the full amount because there's a train line that dissects it and there's no way through. So I had to like scoot across to Cavendish Road a bit and then onto Stanley. So I'm on Stanley Road now and heading into the city. So I think I've got about 5 k's to go. So yep, it's definitely getting dark, but that's not really a problem. We're in the city, there's plenty of light. So anyway, cool.
Was our walker running away? Walking doesn't require planning, and while you walk you don't have to deal with life's problems. It gives you a break. I've certainly done this. In fact, I do most of my walking when life gets hard. Is this what our main character is doing? Maybe it started as a lap around the block, a walk to get milk. Over time it got longer. There was nothing at home, so why turn back? Home is somewhere to sleep and hold his possessions, but home is also where he had to face his problems, and that is hard. Walking is not.
I'm actually walking past the Gabba, the famous cricket ground and AFL ground. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This story of a man in blue overalls is complicated. I've spent hours researching this walking man. As I progress, the reasons for this man walking and the man himself comes blurry. There is a romanticised view of the man, the story I was told, a widow struggling with loss. There also seems to be a darker side of the tale, one of mental health problems or a man teetering on the edge. I found no real verification or consistency of any information of this enigma of a man. After all, this is the age of the internet, where hearsay and rumour is posted as fact.
Right, so as it stands, it's 29 kilometres and 8.4 hours. I've gone through South Bank, crossed the river, and now I'm in the city itself. So the idea is to get to Central Station. So the story of the man in overalls, it's a bit vague on where he went in the city. A lot with the Roma Street was mentioned a lot. Having said that, it was a bit vague on exactly where he went. But for this exercise, we'll go to Central Station. I've got to get the train home anyway, so that's what's got to happen. Well, I'm at Central Station. It's taken a bit over 30 kilometres and about 9 hours of walking time. I probably actually walked more than 30 k's because back and forth to the camera. Was it a good walk? It was alright. Would I do it again? Probably not. I could think of better places to walk than from Cleveland into the city. Parts of it were interesting, other parts not so good. From basically Capalaba to Carindale, that was pretty terrible. Walking into the city, and obviously I was doing it at night, is very pretty with the lights, but you don't need to walk 30 k's to do that. You just catch a train to South Bank. So does it answer any questions with our man in the blue overalls? I don't know. There's certainly nothing came to me when I was walking. There was no light bulb moment of this is why he's doing it. Yeah, so I don't know where to go with that, but I've ticked it off my list, I've done it, and I'm ready for a good night's sleep.
I guess the real story doesn't matter. That's the beauty of an urban myth or tale. You can make it what you want it to be. To tell the story, to pick and choose information to suit your needs or views on life, to make it fit into your view of reality. Maybe to connect, to be part of something bigger, or to provide a real-life hero in a world filled with baddies. The story I was told about this man, the one of lost love, suits me and gives me a sense that I am not the only one. I am not alone. And that's the story I need.